Hey, what's up, Edgar Hunter Nation? I hope we're having an awesome week. Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about how to be a good mentee. Before we jump in, I want to give a kind of a channel update. This week I didn't get out a video on Monday because I had COVID, was COVID positive, had some fatigue and some shortness of breath, kind of got the crap Easter end, so just didn't lacked the physicality to get out and get hunting this weekend, unfortunately. But really excited about this next week. Been doing a decent amount of scouting, so looking forward to getting out and getting hunting. Now let's go ahead and jump into the video. How to be a good mentee. I think it boils down to two different words that kind of play mix and match with each other: intentionality and respect. Let's start with intentionality first. Being intentional to learn, to be able to go hunting by yourself, really plays an integral part of being a good mentee, because it shows that you're trying to prepare yourself and become a better hunter in order to go out on your own. I think there's two different relationships with a mentor that you kind of need to gauge. Is it somebody like family, friends, a work friend, or just somebody that you met at a conservation organization? The question you need to ask yourself: is this person happy just inviting me a few times, teaching me, and I'm going out on my own, or is it someone that I know pretty well that I'm going to continue to hunt with and continue to go with? I think that you can gauge that with common sense, but in either of those scenarios, there's respect in there, but there's also intentionality. I'm going to talk intentionality. Intentionality is, even though that you're going to be hunting buddies, or if you're just going to go a few times, learning as much as you can from that person in order to go hunt by yourself, and eventually I'm hoping to become a mentor to somebody else. Now, let's talk that scenario. Being intentional in a situation that they're just hoping to go a few times to hunt with them and then go by yourself. Being intentional is learning, areas to hunt, where in those scenarios, what kind of species like that area. So kind of an example, whitetail like cornfields, mule deer kind of do, but really they like alfalfa. If you're talking ducks, maybe teal like marsh, but mallards like farm ponds, or the river. So kind of getting a gauge of what you're hunting, when you're hunting it, areas to hunt it, really just picking their brain about small stuff like that. If you're intentional, what a geese like, and a lesser goose and a honker, the ways you hunt them, how to hunt them, where to hunt them is just totally different. Even just a species that technically is similar but is two different cuts of the species is totally different. So learning about your area, what you're hunting, how to hunt it, and asking all those questions is really an integral part of learning how to go on your own, because this is a good scenario. Now, I hunt central Nebraska real early on because there's a lot of marshes that's pumped by the state, and we have a couple private areas down there. Hunt down there because a lot of the early birds come through that area. Now, we're in that November era that I'm going to talk about in the migration report, that I'm kind of in that odd spot where marshes might still be good, but farm ponds a little farther east might be good, and some on cold days are starting to hit fields. So it's really a mix and match of, this is kind of an awkward time period. Sometimes I call it Slowvember, or I just call it Ocvember. Either way, it's just kind of an awkward time frame. So maybe 30 miles difference of where some of my farm ponds are and the marshes are can make a huge difference. So that's kind of sums up the intentionality. It's hard to get specific because of the difference in types of hunting there could be, and how much difference even between species. So just to ask, where to hunt, how to hunt, where to hunt's best, what are some things that you do, and why do you do that? People are more than happy to tell you their stories and why they do what they do. Just ask. they're more than happy. Now let's kind of flip gears and talk respect, because I think there's a touchy issue there that we need to talk about. Now, talking about where to hunt and how to hunt, most people love to tell you how to hunt, and then kind of general locations, but they don't want to get specific because they don't give up their spots. Talking about, say, Nebraska. Nebraska, only 3% of the state is public land. Now, there's good opportunities for ducks. There's good opportunities for deer, turkey, pheasants. But it's really about finding the hot spots. And the people who go out and work hard to find those spots, in a lot of ways, like to be respected. Now, there's some people that don't care and say just go at it, hunt it. It is public, that's true, but I had a scenario where I took a guy and he kind of sent a general area. Well, there's only a couple marshes in those area that he kind of said, and so it was pretty easy for these guys to pick out where I hunted. And I ran into the group, and those guys said, hey, like, this guy told us where this was. Now, does it really bug me that bad? No, but it's one of those things where I say, hey man, like, don't give up my spots kind of deal, because I put in the work to find where it was, how to hunt it, and figured out that there was birds there. So it's one of those scenarios where you just respect who you're with. I don't think he meant to, I really don't, and so he's a good dude. But that's kind of a scenario where he didn't mean to, but that's what happened. Now, a big no-no is if some guy takes you on his private land that he's got permission on and found that he found and asked permission on, did all the work. I call those untouchables. What I mean by that is he did all the work. He built a relationship with the farmer. Don't try to go ask permission. That's a one-way ticket to losing a mentor and losing a friend. I'm sure that if you drove by there and said, hey, there's birds there, he'd invite you to hunt, nothing flat. And I've even found out down the grapevine that somebody had permission on that field, and I called them up, and I didn't even really know them, and said, hey, like, I just want you to know there's birds on this. And so I got an invite to hunt it. So in that scenario, it is all about respect, and private permission is kind of hard to come by. So if you respect those relationships, then it works out to your advantage, because in my opinion, good people in hunting go a lot farther than those who are trying to get it out for themselves. I really do, and I built a lot of good relationships that way. And I think it's just a good mentality to have. Respect-wise, and the second part of that is, even though if you're part of the hunting group, now Jared and Dane that I hunt with most of the time, Jared in a lot of ways mentored me in areas to hunt because I wasn't part of this part of the state. So he gave me areas to hunt, became friends, started hunting with him a lot, and really part of his hunting group now. But even though I'm part of his hunting group, I'm constantly either trying to scout, I'm trying to find new land to get permission on so we can all benefit. And I also find places that I can take Greg and some of the other people that I want to mentor and take by myself. So it's really a mix and match. It's being respectful of that mentor. Like I said, I've been a mentor. Jared's been a mentor to me in a lot of ways. So being respectful of him and trying to benefit him as well as trying to find stuff to hunt on my own. Even though I knew how to hunt before that, hunting in different areas is really a different giant in itself to overcome. So that's pretty much it, guys, today. Check out my migration report on Friday. Make sure to subscribe so you see that on Friday. Really looking forward to getting out this weekend now that I'm done with the whole COVID crisis. But hope to get in some birds. Check the migration report on Friday. We are in kind of an awkward time period. Just got a freeze. Hopefully that get some more mallards in, and looking forward to some goose hunting as well. So alright guys, appreciate it. If you like my gear, check it out at beggarhunters.com. Check out our social medias, Instagram, Facebook. Just got a Parlor. It's a new social media. So alright guys, appreciate you watching. Have a good day.